Hi everyone, Glenda Mollet here, and I'm in my craft room with you this morning, and we're going to make a star album together. I'm just starting up my tablet so I can keep an eye on our conversation. I'm a tad late, only a couple of minutes. And we're going Oops, wait, got to turn the sound off. Okay, sound is off. I don't need the squealy thing happening. All right. Yeah, I'm a couple of minutes late because I had a very important phone call from a very important little boy. Oops. I'm still trying to get this set up. I'm sorry. Okay, I had a very important phone call with a very important little boy who phoned from northern British Columbia to tell me that he would be watching me on my Facebook Live as I make a star album for his mummy for the new baby. So, hi Blake, love you. Okay, so I don't have a finished project to show you because we're going to create it together. So I have these star album instructions and I will get them up in my files section. Is there a files section? Oh, there's not a files section on my group page. So I'll scan them and stick them in the comment section so that you have them. And it has step-by-step instructions. So I'm going to follow those because it's been a long time since I made a star album. The last time was when our youngest grandson was born, and he's like 5.5 now, so that's how long it's been. And of course I forget these things. Okay, star album consists of a bunch of pages on the inside and a front cover and a back cover. So we're going to assemble all the pages, make the cover, and put them all together. And then I did this yesterday. Isn't this the cutest thing? This is a little punch art of our daughter-in-law who has brown hair, and she has this white striped top that she wears, and that the picture of her in that is going to be in the scrapbook. So yeah, it's a little distracting having my tablet here, and I don't know whether I'm going to be able to see the comments or not on it. So I'm just booting up my computer while I go and shut the door. And I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. So hopefully that's going to happen. I'm going to be able to do that. Just hang on a sec while I take this off. Come on. I don't need those. Okay. Do Not Disturb is on. Putting you back up. I'm sorry. Did that give you seasickness? Okay, there we are. Got it. Okay, so this is a little jiggy thing that I made after I took a scrapbook album course probably 4 years ago. Let me show you that album. I still have it. I have not given it away. I made 2 of them. I was going to do one for my sister, and I didn't because I just haven't got around to it yet. I know. So I took a course from my friend and fellow demonstrator Barb, and it was this. All of these flippy pages and pockets and lots of magnets and all sorts of stuff. So when we did the cover, she showed us this little plastic template that she had. So when I decided I was going to make this album, this morning I contacted her and I said, so when we did that album, we had this little template thing. Do you remember how to use it? And she said, oh my goodness, that was a long time ago. So I went on YouTube and I found how to use it and how to create one as well. So I'll try and remember to put the link to that video in the comments section so that you can watch how to make the... Hers is different. Mine is just a piece of plexiglass. Then you draw a square on it. First of all, you go down, what is that, like 1/16 of an inch down from the top, and then you draw a square so that you can nestle your corner in there. Anyways, I'll show you how to use it, but right now I'm just putting some double-sided tear and tape onto the cover, one of the covers, and I've selected to use the flower pattern from Pleased as Punch designer paper. So we're just going to take off the liners. When you're making albums, it's really important that you okay, this is being a pain. It's really important that you use tear and tape rather than just a regular adhesive, because you got to have the strength to keep it all together when the album's in motion. So we're going to be using tear and tape a lot today. And it's because this is not cardstock, it's being very ornery. But if you can't get it to lift, just use a pokey tool and start somewhere in the middle instead of trying to start on the end. Because if you start on the end, that just tends to pull the edge up. So if you start in the middle and then just use your pokey tool to do that, there you go. That works. Okay, so this is number 1, and I'm just going to line it up. It doesn't, straight is good if you're using something like this that has linear lines on it, but we're using the flower side, so it doesn't really matter. So that's number 1 cover. So now we're just going to put tear and tape on number 2 cover. And I'm not going to go fast with this. This is going to be a tutorial that is of some length. I'm hoping I will be doing at least 2 segments. We'll do the punch art tomorrow at 10 o'clock. And put all the decorations on the inside, because hopefully by then I will have my printer working. I would just normally zip up to Walmart and put my SD card in there and print it. But I don't know whether that's possible. But if I can't get that working, then I'm going to go to Walmart and see if their photo thing is still working. I hope so. Because otherwise I don't know how I'm going to get the print, because I have it. I used to have what you do on printer, not an inkjet, the other one, laser printer, and it used to print really nice pictures, but it's since broken and I don't have it anymore. When I replaced it with an inkjet instead of a laser, which was probably a bad decision now that I'm going to be doing a few albums, but it's okay. Walmart normally does printing all the time. Okay, so second one, just going to line it up. There we go. Now, I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to use my bone folder and just push down on it really well so I get good adhesion with that tear and tape. And to make sure there's no wrinkles in it. Oh, hi, Jean. Wherever you're from. Thanks for joining. Okay, so I just started a watch party in my personal. Now I got to turn the speaker off on my computer. I'm going to flip it over. All right. Okay, I got it well done. Now comes a little trick to do the corners. So I have my template, and this is the end that has that 1/16 of an inch line on it. So I'm just going to line the corner of my cardboard up with the corner of the cardboard with the templates. And then you just go to each corner like this. Man, I hope this works out, because like I said, it's been a while since I did this. And I'm just marking where to cut it. You can freehand this too. But templates work, and I had one, so I might as well use it. My hubby made this just out of a piece of plexiglass. They're not hard to do, but that video that I'm going to show you, she actually shows how to make one out of cardboard. And it works really good. Well, it looks like it works really good. Of course, I didn't do it because I already have one. There we go. And one last one to do. You're probably going to get bored during this, but I don't want to rush this, because I want you to be able to either watch it on the replay. Now I'm just cutting those corners off, or create it along with me as I'm doing it. I'm sure you could think of a reason to do one of these albums. It doesn't have to be a belly book. It can be a camping trip. It can be a vacation book. It can be, wouldn't it be cool to do one for Valentine's Day for your sweetie pie and put in pictures of the past how many years of you and them together? That would be awesome. Or if you have a child who's going to have a special birthday, then you could make one for that. Or we have twin boys, and they're going to be 40 this year. I don't know how they ever got so old. So by taking your time and making your folds crisp, you're going to get a better finished job. You probably heard me before talk about the craft store I used to work with, and she used to tell me the back side is just as important as the front side. So when I went for a job interview for that job, she asked me to bring in some of the projects I'd done. And I do cross stitch, I do knitting, I do crochet, I do all sorts of stuff. And she didn't want to see the front. She wanted to see the back. So you could say I got the job because of my backside. I know, it's sick humor, but that's okay. Whoops. Come on. Okay, there we are. So now I'm going to put a little bit of Tombow on here. You can use double-sided tape, like the tear and tape. I think my Tombow's done, but that's okay. I got a new one out just because I knew this was going to happen. So you can use tear and tape, but I find it doesn't have enough give, so if you don't get it done right the first time, you can't move it. Whereas with tear and tape, you have a bit of a, oh, you know what I did? Uh-oh. Yeeks. Uh-oh. Now it's all over my fingers. Hang on. Oh my gosh. This is so bad. Apparently I put way too much on. I forgot to, I'm going to try to see if I can lift it, because I forgot to tuck, you have to tuck these little corner doodads in. See how I'm just folding that over? You have to tuck that in first before you. Hello. I thought I read my instructions. Apparently I did, but I didn't do a very good job of it. Let's see if it's... Oh, it might work the other way. Okay. Hi. Are we having fun yet? So you just got to fold over and tuck in that little bit excess there. Just like that. And this one, of course, is going to be a little bit more difficult because I forgot to do it before I put the glue on. There we go. Okay. I'm still trying to get glue off of my fingers. I know. I'm sorry. Oh, Lord help me. Glue everywhere. Okay, I'm coming back. I'm just having an issue with my computer here. There we go. I so wish I could see the... Oh, there they are. I found them. No one wants to see your backside. Yeah, well, mine there's a lot to see, so sometimes I can't hide it. Okay, I'm going to put Tombow on here, but then I'm going to put not as much as I did last time. Oops, she says as she puts just that much on again. So if you do this right, you get really nice completed corners. There's a little bit of muck on that side. Yeah. Oh well. The good thing is I have more of this designer paper, so I can always make a new cover if this one has an issue. But we're going to cover most of it up with the cardboard from the pages. So hopefully that'll cover any of my boo-boos. Pink Panther? Yeah. I don't watch Pink Panther, Val, so can you tell me what Pink Panther would say? I know it's bad. I've never gotten into cartoony things. Of course, I watch cartoons with the grandchildren, but that's completely different. So there's the cover if it works. Still have a lot of adhesive. Okay, so now we're going to do the foldy thing for all of the sides. Okay, you're seeing the Peter Sellers movie. Yeah. Oh, I see. But of course said in a Pink Panther tone. Never mind. I got it. I think I should have made these designer paper pieces a little bit bigger. Oh well. So now before I start, I'm going to, see, tuck that in. Just like that. Come on. And then you're supposed to do both sides, both of the same sides at the same time, so that the corners all look the same. It's a good thing we have like a front and a back. Oh gosh, this is so hilarious. Hilarious. Okay, so remember I said I wasn't going to use tear and tape? I've changed my mind because I had such an issue with that glue. I'm going to get it right on the edge. Just cut that off because I can. French accent. Oh, French accent. Oui, oui, mademoiselle. Okay, so tuck the corners in like that, and then fold this down over top of the adhesive. Oh, look, that works much better. Okay. So, yeah, never mind about the glue. It does hold better, and it gives you time to move things if you have to. But sometimes Tombow just gets out of control. So I have to carry on with other things. And apparently that Tombow, uncontrollable Tombow is today. There, now see how I've got the corners nicely tucked in there like that? Just going to go in with my fingernail and just make sure they're well tucked in. There. Let's finish off the last of these last sides for the tape. So what have you been up to on the weekend? Did you get any crafting done? Did you get outside for a walk? I managed to get a couple of walks in. Yesterday we had to go in between rainstorms, but that's okay. We're used to walking in the rain. We just spent time in Tofino. Not that it rained in Tofino this time. And what is my goal for today? My goal for today is to get my selfie printer working. Or whip up to Walmart and see if they have their print station working, so I can get some photos. Oh, July cards? You're way ahead of the game there, Val. Okay, there we go. That one went together a little bit better. So we now have our covers. And this scrapbook's going to be gender neutral because I don't know yet what gender the baby is. Hang on. I had to take a drink. Okay, so that's the cover done. This is all. You can use fabric on your cover as well. Just have to use fuse on stuff. Score all of your pages in half, which I've already done. So I have 7 sheets that are 5 1/4 by 10 1/2, 7 sheets that are 5 1/4 by 9, and 7 sheets that are 5 1/4 by 7. The big ones are scored at 5 1/4, which is half a 10 1/2. The medium ones are scored at 4 1/2, and the small ones are scored at 3 1/2. So, step number 5, check. Step number 6, add double-sided tape to outer edges of 4 of the outer double pages. Don't get any tape on your folds. Okay, so there's 7 of these, and we're 1, 2, 3, 4. We're doing 4 because the other 4 are attached to these 4, so there's no use putting your tape on all of them. You only have to put it on part of them. And using tear and tape, you have a liner which gives you time to just put all the adhesive on at the same time, and then you don't have to worry about it sticking to each other if you use something with a liner. Okay, so now you put it on the top side, and then you put it on the outside, right up against the fold line on that side, and right up against the fold line on that side. And then I'm going to flip it around and put adhesive down on this side as well. Now I'm just going to fill in a couple of gaps with some shorter pieces, because having adhesive all the way around is better. And then we'll put it on the bottom. And one more piece, and then this page is done. Page 1, check. Page 2. I did some cards this weekend too, Val. I made cards for thank you cards for my club, which is going to happen next week. Virtually, we're having our club get together, not in person. So I had to get all the kits made up for the ladies, get them ready for them to pick up. Then we're going to use Zoom on next Wednesday and have a virtual get-together. We're going to have some coffee, we're going to have some tea from their comfort of their very own craft room. I told them pants are optional, but they do have to wear something on the top. And you can even wear your jammies. I don't care what you wear, long as whatever you show above in your camera space has clothes on it. Okay, page 2 done. Now comes page 3. And some more double-sided. Oh, Jean, cleaning and organizing your craft room. Well done. I did decide on the weekend that each day was going to have cleaning, spring cleaning of some sort. So on yesterday, we took all the light fixtures off in the kitchen and washed them and washed the bulbs. What did we do on Saturday? It was so long ago. Yeah, remember what? We did a spring cleaning something or other on Saturday. Yeah, I don't remember what it was. Oh well, couldn't have been too important. I hate housework, so. I do have to get busy and do the windows. That's the next thing on the list. Page 3 done. And it says to do 4, right? Let's read the instructions. On the outer edges of 4. Okay, we got one more to do. I did ugly things like dusting and scrubbing bathrooms. Yeah, I would much rather have been in my craft room, but I only did that for part of the time. In the morning. A couple hours in the morning. And then off to my craft room. Jean, did you find any treasures in your craft room that you had forgotten you had? Sometimes that happens to me when I do a deep clean, you know, all those corners that you never get to. Oops, that's a little bit too close. Too close to the edge. Okay, so just have one corner I have to add a bit more to. Ah, laundry. Yes, laundry. Yuck. It's almost time here to start hanging it out on the line. Okay, adhesive done. Add tape to the middle and inner pages on the 2 outside edges of each page. Okay, so I'm going to take the Granny Apple Green ones, put them to the side. Take the Calypso Coral ones. It's a lot of adhesive to add to these pages, but that's okay. These ones you only do it on the outside edge because you don't, they're free floating on the inside. One. And you don't want to put adhesive and glue them all down. I do have an allergy thing happening too, right in the middle of all this stuff, because the trees are starting to pop out. So allergy medication doesn't usually work on me. For some reason it doesn't solve the issue. I used to use bee pollen all the time and that worked really, really well, but they don't sell it in tablet anymore and I can't get the granular stuff down. My body just refuses to swallow it. So I was in a panic the other day and just used a Buckley's cold thing for sinus colds. Holy man, that stuff works. Cleared my sinuses up. So apparently I don't have to use cold or allergy medication. Just once a day, take a Buckley's. 5 loads in 2 days. On the line? Wow, lucky you. My clothesline doesn't get sun, so I can't stick my stuff out there unless it's a really sunny day and there's heat. Oops, this one I made it a little bit too long, so I'm just going to fold it back. Come on, there we go. I know, it is horrid. And of course now with all this, oh well, it was the capsules, Val. It wasn't the cough medication, it was capsules. And now with all this COVID coronavirus stuff, if you go downtown, so every once in a while you have to go to town and get groceries because there is deliveries here, but they're booked up, and I feel that deliveries should be for people that can't go out, like the people that are in isolation. I can still go out, but you get really funny looks when you're sniffling. Making craft box for my daughter. Oh, lucky granddaughter, Jean. That's awesome. Yeah. There's always stuff we forget we have. I'm afraid to start tackling my corners. I've done a lot of cleaning out in my craft room. The stuff that places that I normally have stuff stored. But, you know, I have IKEA drawers and they're 24 inches deep. So you can store a lot of stuff in 24 inches. And being short, I can't always reach to the back of that 24 inches. So there's stuff back there that has not been looked at for probably 10 years now. Scary but exciting. It would be just like Christmas. You don't want someone... Oh, I thought you were being rude, Val. Now I understand. Oh my. Yes. I just want to be able to pick out what I want. And it's not like we have to quarantine ourselves. We just choose to be socially separated from everything at the moment. Hubby's surgery was canceled, so We don't have to be that cautious with him right now. He's still not going to town though. There's no reason why he needs to go to town. He has upper respiratory issues sometimes. So he doesn't need to be out there catching a virus that could end up in pneumonia, because he's had pneumonia a couple of times. I don't want him to do it again. So I choose to go to town. Okay, I got 2 more of these to do. And then that should be it for the adhesive. Oh. I have to take my sweater off. Still finding glue on my fingers. Isn't that funny? Me and Tombo. All right, one little piece I missed at the bottom here. And then we got the last page. Okay, here we go. Last page. Are you tired of adhesiving yet? This is when you're making a scrapbook of any kind. When you're putting it together, this is the most important step of all. Getting your adhesive on there, because if you don't get it on there and get it properly stuck down, when you go to move your scrapbook, it's all going to fall apart. All right, adhesive done. Here we are. Step 6 done. Step 7 done. Turn page. Step 8. Well, step 7.5. Take a drink. Okay. Tape the outer pages together in the following way. Take one page with tape and one without. Tape them together so that the scored edge will be pointing in the same direction. Okay. Get my Granny Apple Green ones out. Separate the adhesive from the non-adhesive. Now I'm going to fold them all. Oh yeah. There we go. Use my bone folder. I want to make sure that the album decides to lay relatively flat. Okay, those are the ones without the adhesive. Now we need the ones with the adhesive. And you want to have the adhesive out so you can attach it, because the right side is the side that doesn't have adhesive, so you want that to be on the inside. And I put my adhesive on the wrong side. That's why you can see when I do this, you can see a little bit of tearing there. Can you see how that's because I put it on the wrong side. These ones, I folded the right way, so there's no tearing. All right, so then you take one with adhesive and one without adhesive, and you're going to put them together like that. So I'm going to use the rabbit ear thing, because I think that will help get things all lined up. So we're just using one side of this because the other side of this one is going to be attached to one of the covers. Okay, so there we are. Make sure you're got the folds together. You're going to line up the edges without sticking it together, hopefully. Uh-oh. Come on. So let me remove that. All right. Now let's try this again. Line up the edges. just pull your rabbit ears out. Now this scrapbook doesn't have a spine cover, but you could always make one if you want. I got it a little crooked. Oh well. Okay, so now we take another one and we're going to attach another one on there so that, see, this star is starting to happen. Oops, that's not what I need. I need to remove the adhesive from this one side. And see the liner's coming off a lot easier because I'm on cardstock now instead of cardboard. Okay. My hinge is on this side, my hinge is on this side. Oh, Lord help me. Okay. I'm just lining it up. I'm going to try not to have it too crooked this time. Sure, that works. I've lost a tail though. Oh no, there it is. There we are. So now we've got some of our pages, and see, now there's adhesive on both sides. So I want one of the non-adhesive pieces next. Isn't this little punchy woman cute? I found her on Pinterest. It's by Ellen Kemper. Ellen used to do a lot of punch art stuff. Days gone by. I used to have punch art classes too. I did a lot of punchies. Okay, so get my hinge on the right side. Get my hinge on the right side. Nothing worse than having your star album not opening up properly. There we are. So once you get all the prep work done, putting the album together is quite easy. All right, so now we have non-adhesive. We need an adhesive piece again. I'd forgotten how much I like building 3D things. I'm gonna have to do more of them. In a couple of days, when we get this album finished, I'm going to do the bendy card. Remember I showed you this the other day? This is a bendy card. See? That's how it sits. So we're going to do this probably Wednesday, because I think this is going to take one more day to do. Okay, put that down. Hinges are on the same side. Yay, yay, yay. There we are. Pull rabbit ears. Uh-oh. I lost my rabbit ear on that side. See, it happens every time I lose at least one. Oops. Sometimes I only pull half of it. There we are. So we have left. We have one adhesive and one non-adhesive. See, it's growing. Isn't that cool? Okay, so next is a non-adhesive one. And then the last one's going to be adhesive so that it has adhesive on the outside to put the other cover on. Now this album is closed using ribbon. And I'm wondering, we should be able to put ribbon on before we attach the covers so that the ribbon, okay, that one died. That rabbit died. Oh no. Didn't want me to pull his ears. So we'll give that a try. It's in the instructions, it says to put your adhesive or your ribbon on after you put it all together. But I don't see any reason why we can't put it on. I'm just making sure these are well stuck. I don't see any reason why we can't put it underneath the cover and have it tie on the inside. We'll try. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Then you'll know that you can't do it. Last page. Okay, Val. Have a good day and stay safe out there. All right. Last page is on. So the album inside pages are now all done. Pushing really hard to make sure it's all nicely adhered, and there's the album. So the star comes. Oh, look what I did. Okay, that was a sigh of exasperation, and that was a oh my god, what am I going to do moment. Not to fear. Undo is here. This stuff. Oh my gosh, I like this stuff. Just for this reason. It dissolves any adhesive. It's actually a label remover product. I don't know why you'd want to remove your labels, but if you did, this works really well. So you just pour it. Use the little scoopy thing to pry the bits up and pour the adhesive down the chute, and the chute will spread it underneath and dissolve the adhesive. See, the last page, I didn't make sure that I had my folds in the same direction. That's what happens. You're seeing the real me. This is the real me when I create in my craft room and I don't have all the kinks worked out. It's like I said, been 5 years since over 5 years since I made that previous belly book. Okay, so now we just have to let this dry. And if you do this, it dries a little bit faster. Okay, so I'm going to put that to the side. Now, I'll finish that in a sec. So you put them all together and then tape the cardboard covers over the last pages. Okay, so this is where I'm going to attach my ribbon first. Here's my ribbon, and I colored my ribbon with the dark Highland Heather. It's the white. Hang on, let me get it for you. The white metallic edge. I think they call it silver metallic edge. So it's just a white ribbon, and you can color it any color you want with the blends. It's really easy. All you have to do is take, oh, that's purple posy, but that's okay. I'm not coloring it. I'm just showing you. So I put something underneath it, because you will get, let me get a piece of ribbon so I can show you. You will get the ink running through the ribbon. Okay, so you take a piece of ribbon and you take I use the brush end because it produces more ink, and you just do this on it. See how easy it is to color it? And this is only limited by your imagination. You could do variegated. Let me get the lighter one. You could do, what is it called when it goes from light to dark? Okay, there's not much of a change in that. Well, there's a little bit. See, you could use different colors and just kind of blend it in so that it's lighter on one side and darker on the other. So this is Purple Posy, that's Highland Heather. That's why they look different. And before you color the piece that you're going to use for your project, make sure you test it, because different blends have a different effect on things. So I'm going to attach these here. All right, so this is ready. I'm going to get this together before I stick something on top of that adhesive. Okay, there we are. Okay, it's right now. All right, so this gets attached onto here like this. So I can have my ribbon sticking out so that it when you tie it, you don't see it. All you see is the part that you tied. The way they suggested is to put it here and then put something over it on the front. But this should work. Okay, where was that gooby one I did? Okay, that one. We're going to use that as the back. I'm going to write that on here. So we're going to put, first of all, figure out where the center is. Where's my pencil? There we go. Can you see the edge of the, I'm just lining this up here and using the 8-inch mark. That's where the center is. So that's where I'm going to want to put this one. There's no up and down to it, but if you've got a directional pattern, make sure you have your pattern in the right direction to start with, because it will make your life a lot easier. But this doesn't have direction on it. So now I'm just going to put some double-sided tape on there. And then we'll take the liners off. And now right over top of my mark, I'm going to put my ribbon. And I don't want to have too much in there. I want to have lots to tie it up, because if it's too long, you can always cut it off. So burnish it well, and then just go right over the top again with more tape. And it's not ever going to move. It will be there forever and ever and ever. Okay, I'll take the liners off, but only when I'm ready to put my cover on. I don't want to I don't want to have something stick to it when I don't want it stuck to it. And just removing the liners. Come on, up. Thank you. Put ribbon on. Right over top of that mark. Burnish it well. More tape. All right, so now we're ready. This is the back. Let's do the front first. Not that it matters at this point, but yeah, it's going to be difficult once I get it on to figure out which is front, which is back, isn't it? Oh well. Okay, front is ready. Now I'm going to do the rabbit ear trick again. This is quite nerve-wracking doing this live after not having done it for so long, because sometimes I forget steps. Okay, there's the hinge on this side. I'm going to put an H there so I don't forget. And this, I want this to be on the non-hinge side. And it's exactly the same size. So I'm just going to lay it over the top. Oh, my finger's stuck. Kind of. You're never going to get this together straight and 100%. Now we could have put a hinge in there. Oops. There we go. On the spine to cover that spine up. But once you open it like this, you don't want to have anything in there to bind it. Okay, so there's the front. So you know what I'm going to do now? Because I'm covering these up anyways. I'm just going to put an F there. And I'm going to put a B there. So I know which is the front and which is the back. I don't think it really matters because it gets covered up. I only did it so that I could cover up this, you know, the mungs I had there. But only you and I are going to know that I screwed up. Morning, Marianne. Yeah. And I don't know if Blake and Jessie are still watching, but this book is for Jessie, so now she's going to know. All right. Last step in building the album before we put the inside pages on. All right. Hinge, hinge, and I want the ribbon to be on the non-hinge side. And this one I'm going to do like this. Hopefully I'll get that way you can get the covers matching. If you hold it up like that. There we go. All right. Now we'll put the inside pages in together. And then that's going to be it for the day. Well, actually, I'll just show you how to put the inside pages because it's going on an hour now and you guys don't want to continue to take time out of your day to watch me make a scrapbook. So I'll be back tomorrow and we'll do the decorating and hopefully I'll have some pictures. There we are. So there's the album. And it ties closed with the ribbons. And then when you open it, the pages are all on the inside. So now I'll just show you. It gets a bit hard to open when you have both sides of the pages stuck down, because you put this in here and you line up the edges like this, and then you line up this edge like this, so when you open it, it does that. So I'm going to attach one side of each one, not both sides, so that I can do the decorating before I attach the other sides, because it's just a lot easier. So I'm just going to do a rabbit ear. This one I have to fold over a bit. And I'm going to line this up, and of course I've just covered my F, so. And you line it up right at the very edge, or you can line it up in a bit. So let's see what they recommend. It says to stamp and decorate all your inner pages, which we're not going to do. Step 6. What was step 6? Go back. Oh. Okay. It says in the same manner as in step 6, tape the medium pages. See, they've left a border all the way around, even though they told us to cut them all the same size, they didn't. So I think I'm going to move it in a bit. Line this up. And this other one, the next, so that's the medium, and this is the small. And I'm going to do the same thing, just move that in a little bit too. Now you can be more precise than I'm being if you want. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. All right, so now when I attach this one, and then I'll attach those like that, and that's how the star is born. There you go. So I'm not going to do that. I'll have those pages all attached tomorrow, and we will create the front. We'll do the punch art person. We'll create the front. I'll hopefully have the pictures and the tags, because I put how many weeks it is. Although Jess put it on most of her pictures, I like to put it right in the album as well. Morning, Jan. Thanks, Jean. I appreciate that. Oh, good, Jessie. I'm glad. Hi, Blake. Love you. Love you lots and lots and lots. Okay, so I'm going to go. It's been an hour. I hope you guys get to be crafty somehow in your day. I'll scan those pages for the tutorial in and put them in the comments, and I'll try and find that link again for the video on how to make the template for the corners so that you can make your corner, because it does make really nice tight corners and they don't fray and flap and all that kind of stuff. So have a wonderful day. I hope you get some crafty time and stay safe out there. This too shall pass. Thanks for watching. Stampin' Smiles and bye for now. Bye, Blake.